Hi, have you ever read 700 Billion Bailout by paul-muolo? The Emergency Economic Stabilization Act and what it means to you, your money, your mortgage, and your taxes. On the back it says, "Is America a sinking ship? With the economy in the midst of crisis, the United States government has approved an unprecedented 700 billion bailout of the battered financial industry." 700 billion bailout is an analysis of the controversial Emergency Economic Stabilization Act and explains in easy to understand language what the bailout bill will mean for individuals. The bill described as the 700 billion bailout and 110 billion in tax breaks will include tax breaks shielding millions of taxpayers from the alternative minimum tax this year, increase FDIC insurance for bank deposits from $100,000 to $250,000, and provide support for Wall Street's floundering financial institutions. But what does this truly mean for people on Main Street? The book provides understandable analysis of the bill's provision and offers to do and not to do steps on how the bailout bill impacts individuals, whether the plan will work, and how we can prevent this from happening again remains to be seen. But with the 700 billion bailout, paul-muolo gives us a critical tool for deciphering perhaps the most sweeping piece of legislation since the Patriot Act. And in this book, in his epilogue called "The Last Word," if I ran the regulatory zoo. Regulation, we can't live with it, and we can't live without it. Most of the men and women who run U.S. companies, no matter the size of that business, have probably complained somewhere along the line about too much regulation. Regulation means rules, following state and federal laws, and filling out paperwork. No one likes paperwork. It costs money, including money spent to hire accountants and lawyers who are needed to make sure these rules and regs are not broken. But when you consider the fact the American taxpayers are dishing out $700 billion, with possibly more to come to fix the mess, something must be done to make sure such a crisis does not happen again. During the Bush years, government regulation of the Wall Street and mortgage market was lacking. Let's just say the bailout plan works, or the government gets back half the money. But what about preventing this mess from ever happening again? How do we do that? Here are a few thoughts. Some of his main points, which he gives extensive details on, are: bring back the Glass-Steagall Act, regulate Wall Street and the credit default swap CDs market, require all individual retail mortgage loan officers, loan brokers, wholesale account executives to be licensed and state certified, and regulate hedge funds. And there's more. He has excerpts from the Emergency Economic Stabilization Act of 2008 and goes to the bill where you can see the details of this bill. Can't see that? Well, the bill's in the book. It has lots of details. If you ever had any problems with it, I would check this book out if I was you. So, Main Street people, how do we fix everything? Have a great night.